Hello and welcome back. This is another Algebra 1 video, and in this video, we're going to look at how we can identify whether a point, a coordinate pair or a point on the coordinate plane is a solution to a linear equation. Okay, here is our first problem. They want to know if the point 0, 9 is a solution to the linear equation. So when they're asking about a coordinate pair or a point on the coordinate plane as a possible solution to the equation, what they're asking for basically, does the point 0, 9 actually fall on the line? And the line is represented by the equation. The way that we know that this is a linear equation is because it has two variables, a y and an x. If it had one variable, it would also be called a linear equation, but you wouldn't be able to graph it. So that's the difference between a linear equation or one that you can graph. It's got two variables, and the other one is you're just solving for x or for y or what other variable that there is. So let's see how we can figure out if the 0.09 falls on the line. So the first way you could do that is you could graph this line and then see if it passes through 0, 9. So that is definitely one way to do it. There is also a mathematical way to do it, and that's what we're going to focus on today is how do we do that mathematically. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the equation here. Y equals x minus 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute in the x coordinate for x and the y coordinate for y, and then see if both sides are equal. If they are, that means that yes, this solution or 0, 9 would fall on the line. So let's see, the x coordinate is a 0. So I'm going to come over here and instead of x, I'm going to cross that off. I'm going to replace it with 0, rewrite that as minus 9. And then the y coordinate, which is right here, I'm going to replace that with 9. So on the right side, I need to do a little calculating. So 0 minus 9 is negative 9. So basically, this would be 9 equals negative 9, which is not true. So if both sides are not the same, after you do all the calculating, then this is not a solution. What that means is if you graph the line y equals x minus 9 on a coordinate plane, it would not pass through 0, 9. So this is not a solution to the equation. Okay, here is our next one. The equation or the linear equation is y equals 9x. And the point that we're trying to figure out if it would fall on the line would be 3, 2. So again, I'm going to take the x coordinate and the y coordinate and substitute that into the equation. So the equation is y equals 9x or 9 times x. I'm going to substitute the y coordinate in for y. So that's going to become 2 equals 9 times, and then for x, I'm going to substitute it with the 3. So I do have to do a little calculating on the right side. 9 times 3 is 27. So this is 2 equals 27, which is not true. That is not equal. So that means the point 32 would not fall or pass through, or the line would not pass through this point 32 on the line. So it is not a solution. Okay, here is our next one. They want to know if the point -5, -9 would fall on this line, y equals 6x. So let's start by rewriting the equation. Y equals 6x or 6 times x. Now I'm going to substitute in the x coordinate for x and the y coordinate for y. So that means the y would get replaced by -9. So I'm going to erase that and put -9 equals 6 times, and then I'm going to replace the x coordinate with -5. I'm going to put -5 here and cross that off. Now I have to do a little calculating here. 6 times -5 is -30, and this is -9. So they're asking if -9 equals -30, which it does not. So -5, -9 would not be a point that this line would pass through. Okay, here is our next one. They want to know if the point 39, -39 would be a point that this line, y equals x, would pass through. So let's start by rewriting the linear equation. Y equals x. I'm going to substitute for x the x coordinate and for y the y coordinate. So let's see. Let's replace y with -39. I'm going to rewrite that here and then replace x with +39. That's the x coordinate. And then see if this is a true statement. Well, negative 39 does not equal 39. So this is not true, which means that this point would not fall on the line when it is graphed. Okay, here is our last example for today's video. They want to know if the point negative 439 could be a solution to the linear equation y equals negative 9x. Let's start by rewriting the equation. Y equals negative 9 times x. Next, I'm going to substitute in the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So x coordinate is negative 4, so I'm going to replace x with negative 4 and rewrite this as negative 9 times equals, replace the y with 39. Okay, so that means a little calculating over here, negative 9 times negative 4 would be positive 36, and then this would be 39. So 39 does not equal 36. It's pretty close, but not quite. So that means this is also not a solution or a point that this line would pass through. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in another video soon.